Good morning, or early afternoon, or midday, wherever you are. I'm just getting us set up here. Making sure there's no boops, beeps, dings during our meditation. Good morning all. Again, just getting settled in here real quick. Opening chats in various places. We are live on YouTube, TikTok, Kick, and Twitch. I am also open if folks want me to be live elsewhere. I have the capacity to go live in multiple places. Might as well use the capacity to go live in multiple places, right? Right. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Because there's so many darn chats. That's why. That's why. Because I can't keep up with all the chats. Who wants to be my moderator? No, I can't even find the chat over here on Twitch. There we go. All right, friends. YouTube, Kick, Twitch. Discord is open as well if you are in the Discord and want to chat. Oh no, that's my coffee. Hold on. I suppose I could just leave you guys with the puppy. That would probably be really lovely, wouldn't it? Okay. A little bit late this morning. I was practicing a new language, so I wanted to use my extra points. I love how gamified theory, you know, this idea that we can accomplish more through this game style learning. I gotta do this off screen lest someone say that we're smoking. I have been in very serious conversations lately with people about creating a mindfulness style game. A game that rewards you for your mindfulness practices. So if anybody knows how to build such a thing, or knows somebody who would like to join me on such a project, have I mentioned that I'm always looking for collaborators, like always, for all the things, because I believe that we are better together and more heads are better than one. You know, that kind of stuff. All right, let's scoop the comments up a little bit bigger. I'll try not to burn myself on my coffee. I have to keep remembering that is very hot. I have a personal problem. Garlic bread and warming up coffee. I burn them every single time. I don't know what it is. Puppy, can you go outside? enough ado, I guess, about all the things. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. For those of you who are new here or do not know me, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being, and I am your shenanigan shaman, so do not expect to take yourself too seriously, and do not expect me to take you very seriously. I love you, and you're fantastic, and I'm sure there's very, very serious things about your life, and there are time and places to take these things very, very seriously. But one of the most important things that I have learned on my journey of coming home to myself, recognizing my authenticity, and aligning myself with my truth, is that play, playfulness, silliness, wonder, curiosity, these are some of the most valuable things we have in our repertoire. Laughter is the best medicine. We already know that. We know that here, right? But when do we take it in deeper? When do we pull that into a place of understanding and actually operate from a place, rest in, reside in a place of curiosity and playfulness in a way that takes away our suffering? There is a difference between denying something with humor and allowing it to move through you with humor, with playfulness, with shenanigans. So these are our Bhakti Bites class. ChatGPT for Code to Build app. Ooh, thank you, friend. My son just recently took a demo class for coding. He's about to be 8, and I would really like to get him into a program. And yes, partially when he was doing the coding workshop, I was like, so are you gonna help me build this app for my business? Like, son, you want to go into business together? I know it's hot. I'm gonna be very careful. So these are our Bhakti Bites classes. And until I can get the RPG mindfulness game going, you've got to join me here live for these classes. If you missed the live class, or you want to see previous classes, or you want to revisit the shenanigans from a previous session, you can find all of my replays on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. We're also live on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, TikTok, and any other place. Let me know if there's another place you want me to go live. I am move with change on pretty much all the platforms, but the majority, 99.9% of the communication and interaction and actual information is in our Discord. So if you have not joined the Discord yet, you can find the link for the Discord to join for free on my Patreon page or in my bio. The link to the Patreon is in my bio in most places. So you can find the link to join the Discord for free, where you will find even more free shit, because I like to give away free shit. Puppy, are you coming in? Come on inside. Good boy. That said, there's plenty of ways to purchase membership and pay and tip jar things and whatnot if you feel so inclined. My dog, this is not going to work if you're going to try to eat my arm. Okay. So, Bhakti Bites. What is Bhakti Bites? Bhakti means devotion in Sanskrit. So these classes are devotion to what? To self-care. Because self-care is often the last thing on our to-do list, and it's the first thing that we cross off or let go when our plate gets too full, right? When other things come up, we go, oh, well, I guess my self-care will have to wait. We'll take care of other people and other things and all the whatnot, all the other tasks, and I will leave myself for last. And I understand that there are a lot of things that we have to do in life, and a lot of times where we have to put ourselves and our needs aside for other people or for other things. But it's important to be able to weave your self-care into your day, into your life, into the moment by moment when you actually need the self-care. The same concept as that you don't drink all of your water for the day in one sitting. Your self-care can also be taken in sips. Dog. Small, tiny puppy. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. You can have something to chew on, but it's not my hand. How about this? So here in Bhakti Bites, we learn mindfulness tools that are bite-sized. We learn mindfulness techniques that you can use in the moment, in an acute situation, when you really need your self-care. So for the last number of months, that has been mudras. Those tools have been mudras, because mudras are simple, relatively simple. Some of them are a little more complicated. They're relatively accessible. For the most part, we can all get to the mudra, and even if you can't quite make the mudra perfectly, remember that mudras work by redirecting the energy channels in the body. So imagine an electrical connection. You don't actually need to put a great deal of pressure on that electrical connection to make the current flow, correct? In fact, oftentimes you don't even have to make the touch, make contact. Electricity will flow when you haven't even touched together. So, that said, please do not use this space to chide yourself, to guilt yourself, to tell yourself you're doing it wrong, or to, in any other way, put yourself down. This is a space for loving kindness towards yourself, for gentleness and self-compassion. So again, if you can't quite get your hands in the mudra, then just modify. Hey guys, good morning. Modify as best you can. What's the most important part about meditation, guys? About mindfulness. Your intention and your attention. Your intention and your attention. Bhakti bits. Yes, that's why I want to make it into a game. I'm telling you, there's like a whole thing behind it. In fact, if you know things about it and want to like engage with me, please, I need somebody to talk to about this, because I don't know how to make it happen. But I have, the whole idea is like expanding in my mind, and it needs a relief valve. It needs to come out so that I can create this thing. So, most important part of mindfulness is your intention and your attention. Same thing with the mudras. Simply intention and attention. So when we hold our mudra on Monday, we sit with our mudra for a minimum of 5 minutes to fully start to experience the effects. of the mudra. You want to hold it for a minimum of 5 minutes. Most mudras are safe to be held for a minimum of 5 minutes, and usually for pretty much as long as you want to. I will always let you guys know if there is a mudra that you're not supposed to hold for more than X amount of time, and if there are major contradictions to any of these mudras, I will always make sure to convey those as well. Again, that said, honor where you are and what you need. If you find yourself holding a mudra and it starts to not feel good, release the mudra. You can just rest your palms face down or face up in your lap, and you can just refocus your attention on your breath, right? That we are not in the business of creating a battle within ourselves. We are not here to use this space to chide ourselves, to guilt ourselves for negative self-talk, whatnot. This is why they say that mindfulness and meditation can actually be dangerous, because this is a really vulnerable space. We create a space that you are being vulnerable with yourself in. And if you use this space to be mean to yourself, it hits a whole lot deeper. So I invite you to use this space with intention, with gentleness, with self-compassion, and use this space to practice meeting yourself no matter what shows up, no matter what goes wrong, no matter whether you think you're doing it right or wrong, doesn't matter. I invite you to use this space just to show up for yourself with compassion. Maybe even with a little bit of laughter, okay? So on Mondays, we always sit with our mudra for just 5 minutes. During the 5-minute meditation, the whole focus here is just to bring your awareness back again and again to your anchor. You can choose to anchor yourself with your breath. You can choose with the mudra. You can choose the tip of your nose. You can choose any sort of anchor that works for you. An anchor is a place to rest your awareness. You will rest your awareness on that anchor, and then whenever your awareness wanders off with itself, right? If your mind monkeys are busy, you're worried about your to-do list, you hear the phone ring in the background, something like that, you think, oh shit, I forgot to do this thing, right? This is when your mind monkeys take your attention away. They say, hey, something else is important. Hey, something else is important. Hey, I need you over here. The practice of mindfulness is simply bringing your awareness back. Every time your mind does that, you meet it with loving compassion or even a little bit of a smile. I like to do my mind starts to do a kind of Mary Poppins style, oh, well, you wandered off sort of energy every single time I catch myself off somewhere else thinking about something else. Once you catch yourself there, this is again not the space to be mean with yourself, to be harsh with yourself. It is just the space to offer yourself loving kindness like a child, like a young child, like a puppy who just has the natural impetus to run off and do other things, right? So if we want to cultivate mindfulness, if we want to cultivate peace, inner stillness, a quieter mind, these kinds of things, a greater awareness of our inner workings, of our minds, of our higher self, these kinds of things, we need to be able to bring our awareness here and maintain our awareness here. Because anytime we're over this way, we are out of alignment with the present moment. And if you're trying to be present and we want to hear those higher wisdoms, or you want to listen to your intuition, or you want to manifest things, or you want to catch your triggers before they blow everything up, right? That requires awareness right here, right now, right here, right now. That is the entirety of the practice. Okay. So our mudra this week is the Kaleshvara Mudra. It is the mudra for opportunity. It's called the mudra for opportunity. This mudra calms the mind, benefits the heart. I appreciate you too, Vivian. It benefits the heart and the pericardium. Kaleshvara translates to Lord of Time. So this mudra also works to help us use our time more effectively. Let's say, for example, you have a task on your to-do list that you keep skipping. If there is something that you find is a little more difficult than other tasks to get accomplished lately, this mudra will help clear whatever is stuck in that regard. Hold on, guys. I just need to check here really quick because it looks like I may have lost. Nope, there we go. Feed is going in places. Yeah. Okay. Just confirming. Oh, my puppy. Oh, my puppy. Like I said, guys, beware the shenanigans. If you hear me yip, I got puppy teeth on the arm. Hey. Okay, so, yes, clears the mind, helps the heart, helps us manage our time a little bit more better, clear blockages in regard to how we manage our time. It also can help us, because it's this whole temporal aspect, it can also help us relieve ourselves of negative habits and negative patterns. Again, by working with time itself, repetition, and blockages and clearing blockages. Oftentimes, negative patterns are things we use to avoid the things we need to actually be doing, right? So this mudra can help clear that block, clear that misdirected energy. Okay, hold on. Puppy needs a distraction. That's not my hand, otherwise he's going to eat the mudra. There you go. There you go. Now what are you going to do? Oh, now your leg's in it too? What are you going to do? Oh, jeez. Here, let's put your tail. Let's put your tail in there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do now your tail's in there? There. Okay. Okay. I think I've got him distracted enough for us to do a little meditation. Remember, we're going to sit for no more than 5 minutes, maybe 6 or 7 if I kind of get lost in the meditation, because I really like to sit with these meditations, with these mudras. If at any point it becomes too intense for you, you can feel free to just release the mudra. Otherwise, if you have it available to sit for 5 minutes, you don't even have to close your eyes. You can simply hold the mudra. Again, this is called the Kaleshvara Mudra, and this mudra is very similar to the one we did last week. So we're going to begin. I am having issues on this side. Guys, I apologize in the world out there if you guys are seeing lag in the videos. Okay. So, the Kaleshvara Mudra is done like so. Bring your palms together. Don't touch your palms together, but bring your hands, palms facing each other. Touch the pads of your middle finger together. Touch the pads of your middle finger. All the rest of your fingers fold in so that the knuckles are pressed no more than the weight of a nickel. No more than the weight of a nickel. Not very, right? No, we're not putting a bunch of pressure. I'm not trying to break anything here. I am touching the tips of my middle fingers together and then touching the knuckles of the rest of my fingers together and then bringing the tips of my thumbs together. So you've got this beautiful shape here. That's okay, dream baby. Again, if your fingers do not bend that much, so this is one of those mudras that you might go, my fingers just don't do that. Get as close as you can to the mudra and set the intention to experience this mudra, to receive the benefits of this mudra. And that is all. Remember that these work by redirecting energy channels in the body. So you don't need, right? You can get shocked without even touching something. You don't even need to make the connection. Just setting the intention and doing your best to get as close as possible is going to get you the benefits. This is not going to work like this, puppy. It's not. Okay? So, thumb touching, pads of your middle fingers. All the rest of them folded in as best you can. Now, modify. If you need to, you can bring your palms together and hold the mudra closed, like so. I prefer it like this. It just feels better, in my opinion. Bring the thumbs to your heart and allow your elbows to hang. You puppy. Allow your elbows to hang. So we go like so. Relax your shoulders. You can even give your shoulders a little bit of a wiggle to release any tension there. Let your elbows hang. Flap your arms, flap your wings for just a second, and then drop them back down. Anchor this mudra at your heart or as close to your heart as you can get it. If you find it's a little easier to do it down here or a little easier to hold it up here, honor where you are in the moment, right? You are your guru. To receive the benefits from this, you need to modify, you need to meet yourself where you're at. If you try to do a practice that you don't need or is not appropriate for you, it's going to throw you out of balance, even if it's a good, healthy practice for other people, right? This is why we honor where we are in the moment. So, the Kaleshvara Mudra, we have it like so. Pads of the middle fingers together, fold the rest in, touch the pads of the thumbs together, and anchor it here at your heart. Now we're just going to sit with our mudra. Nothing else added to the meditation. So when you are ready, if it's available to you to close your eyes, please do so now. And we will begin with 3 deep breaths to fully arrive for our practice. Begin by inhaling through the nose and pulling the breath all the way down through the lungs and into the belly. And sigh it out. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And let it go. Inhale once more, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. Hold at the top. Take in a little more, a little more, a little more, and release. Go ahead and seal the lips and return to a natural rhythm of breath, following the inhale all the way to the top, following the exhale all the way to the bottom. You don't need to set an intention to breathe slowly. If you follow the breath, following the inhale all the way to the peak and following the exhale all the way to the end, your breath will naturally extend in a way that is comfortable for you. So Again, the most important part of meditation is your intention and your attention. Right now, rest your attention on your breath and bring your attention back to the movement of your breath again and again and again. There is no doing this too many times. We are not seeking an end goal here. We are merely being with the process of bringing our awareness back to our anchor. Right now, that is just the breath. It's okay if your mind is not quiet. It's okay if you keep having to do it over and over and over and over again. That is the practice for today. Trust that during that bit of practice, you are also receiving the benefits from this mudra. Resting your awareness on your breath. Inhaling all the way to the top. Exhaling all the way to the bottom. Check with your mudra real quick to make sure it hasn't collapsed in on itself. So back out just a little bit so that you've got no more than the weight of a nickel on any of these connection points. Some of those might be a little bit heavier, like the middle finger, because there's tension created by just the position. That's okay, but we don't want to add extra pressure. We don't want to collapse our mudra in. Anchor those thumbs to your sternum at your heart. And just follow the breath. There is nothing else in this moment except for this practice. Meeting ourselves with loving kindness again and again. Back to the breath again and again and again, like leading toddlers back to the table again and again and again, without judgment, without guilt, without fear. Following the inhale all the way to the top, following the exhale all the way to the bottom. You can also focus your awareness on the tip of the mudra, the empty space within the mudra. You can rest your awareness on your pinky toe of your left foot if you would like to. Just find your anchor and come back to that anchor again and again and again. Stay with the practice. Feel free to stay here with your mudra as long as you would like. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together into prayer, or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice. In gratitude in this shared space where we can learn and grow together. In gratitude for these powerful tools that allow us to heal, realign, balance, clear, and protect the body, the whole being. Offer yourself some gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. I'm so fucking proud of you. And thank you so much for joining me today. When you're ready to come out of meditation, please do so slowly. Offer yourself some wiggles, some stretches. Only opening your eyes when you're really sure that this whole reality thing is, you gotta be ready to come back to reality, right? Hey, Byron. I was saying your dog was not having that. Was your dog trying to chew the mudra too? Vivian, I'm so glad. I'm so grateful. That's divine timing. He's a very, very sweet puppy. My son named him. His name is Jakanju. And he's very sweet. He's a American red-nosed pit bull dad, and then a kind of like smaller shepherd dog mom, I think. He's very sweet. So this mudra is also really sweet. So remember when we just first grabbed this mudra, this is the Kaleshvara Mudra. Kaleshvara Mudra, again, is done by bringing the tips of the middle fingers together, curling the other fingers in to touch at the knuckles, and then touching your thumbs together here. Anchor that at your heart and sit with this mudra for a minimum of 5 minutes. Now, this mudra works on the heart, works on the pericardium, also works on our experience of time, right? Our ability to effectively use our time and to align ourselves with the natural rhythms, with the flow of life as it's moving forward. Helps clear away those blockages that prevent us from using our time well, from moving fluidly through time. Don't drink my coffee, sir. Sir. No eres para ti. Okay, para ti. Puppies and coffee are probably a terrible mix. So, I don't know if you felt it, but I'm going to spend a lot more time this week with this mudra. Whenever I present these mudras to you guys, I always suggest sitting with them as many times as you can during the week, right? Each week we do a new mudra so that you guys can build your repertoire of these tools, of these literal, they're not even they're pocket size, yeah, but they're literally in your hands. They're literally your hands. So they're extremely effective. And for me, just sitting in those 5 minutes, I could immediately feel not only expansiveness, but also a softness occurring in my entire heart chakra region. Sir, young man, what are you licking my tray for? You were trying to eat my buttons. Now you're trying to drink my coffee. I don't know what you think you are. Are you a dog? Are you dogging? Are you going to take the show away today? No, you can't have coffee. He's a puppy. He's a total puppy. All right, you take it. Go ahead. Tell them. Tell them all the things you need to tell them. Tell them you have hiccups because I won't give you coffee. You can't have coffee. No. No. No es para ti. No café para ti. No. Lo siento, pero no. No. Sometimes I think about these. He needs some brew to get the day started. Hey, Demi, how are you? Oh, my dog. Okay. We're having puppy things going on today. So I think sometimes about these dogs we have here. We've got a couple of cats and dogs. And for how often, I work with clients on a regular basis. I work on balancing and healing my own stuff on a regular basis. And I feel like it's such a constant work. It feels like constant work to realign ourselves, to fix ourselves, to repair ourselves. And I feel like a lot of us kind of have this just background track that's constantly playing, that's telling us that something is broken, or something is wrong, or something is out of alignment. And I felt that way for many, many, many years. I went and took the tests. I went to the doctors, and I got different diagnoses, and I tried to treat them. And it was just this cascading of treatments and symptoms and diagnoses, and it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and deeper and deeper and deeper away from healing, right? Deeper and deeper into suffering. When I started committing myself to doing energy work, now I've been doing energy work since I was a child. I didn't start doing energy work on other people until I was nearly 30. When I committed to doing some form of energy work every day for myself, I came to realize that the greatest misalignment was here. The greatest misalignment, the greatest dis-ease, imbalance, was the belief that I was intrinsically broken and that I needed an excessive amount of healing. There's this thing, right? I don't know if you've ever heard it, that when you have gone without sleep for an extended period of time, we think that, we have to catch up on sleep, right? You need to see this. I'll move over so you can see this because it's fucking puppy adorable. The reality is we don't. The reality is we don't need that. Because you can't catch up on sleep by sleeping for 3 days. All you need is that 8-hour block, right? And then you're caught up on sleep. Healing can work the same way. But we have to dismantle the wiring up here that tells our bodies the opposite. When I go and I get a massage and I get that relaxation in my entire body and all my muscles go, oh, that's so great. How long do you think it takes before my body remembers how we were, how broken and in pain we were before? Sometimes minutes, right? Sometimes hours, sometimes days. Thank you, Diana. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much. Ajna is over there sleeping. He is not a camera dog. He does not want to be on the camera. Treating symptoms can go on for your entire life, right? But treating the root cause, treating the core, resolves the symptoms so they don't have to be continually treated. And one of the most powerful ways that I have found in my 20-some years of professional and educational development and personal practice is energy. And mudras are one of the easiest frickin' ways. I can't even say that. Mudras are not even the easiest way. Your breath is the easiest way. Your attention is the easiest way. Your intention is the easiest way. Hey, Figment, how are you? Sorry, my brain just had a train wreck and wanted to say a whole bunch more things about that, about like a regular practice. This is why a daily practice is important. It doesn't matter exactly what your daily practice is, and your daily practice doesn't even have to be the same practice. Iraq and back, a mudra. Mudras are, well, there are different types of mudras, but hand mudras, hasta mudras are the ones that we're talking about. And these mudras are basically redirecting the energy channels in the body by putting your hands in different positions. Some are single-handed mudras, some are two-handed mudras. We work every week in these classes with mudras. I go live. This is our Bhakti Bites class. Hello, for those of you who are just joining, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being, and I am your shenanigan shaman. I am also the owner of Move With Change, and Move With Change offers these classes. Bhakti Bites, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday mornings. We work with a mindfulness tool and practice it in a meditation. Freddie, I have always been hyper mobile, which creates its own problems, right? And that's actually what got me into yoga, not to create flexibility, but to create strength around that flexibility. But yes, through practice, you can absolutely do that. Hey, Jenny, how are you? So our mudra this week is the Kaleshvara Mudra. Kaleshvara Mudra. Kaleshvara Mudra. My Sanskrit is improving, not perfect, but. So the Kaleshvara Mudra is the mudra for opportunity. Look, I'm doing a different mudra here. Let's put my hands down. I also was raised by an Italian, so there's a lot of hand speaking. Maybe that's why I'm so called to mudras, but anyhow. The Kaleshvara Mudra is done like so. You simply bring your middle fingers to touch, and then you drop the other three fingers in to touch at the knuckle here. So you fold them in. You can bring your palms together if you'd like to. You can also keep the palms apart, but you need to touch your thumbs together as well. So you've got your middle fingers and your thumbs touching like so. Your pointer fingers curled in at the knuckles, and your pinky and ring also curled in at the knuckles as best you can. When holding this mudra, it's important to hold it as close to the heart as you can. Yeah, it's a heart. Yes. It's a heart, but with a crown. It's a heart, but with an Eiffel Tower. That's what my pirates in the brain said. It's an Eiffel Tower. It's a tower. Okay, so you hold it, you anchor the thumbs onto your sternum here, and you want to make sure that you let the elbows hang. Don't go out like this. That creates more pressure on your mudra, right? We want to do these mudras never with any more than the weight of a nickel. No more than the weight of a nickel on your mudra. So put your hands like this. And bring them together to touch. Gently. Sir, I said no coffee. Sir. 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 You have a problem with the incense? Young man. Young man? What? Are you done with this toy? There. There. So, yes, mudras are a really powerful way to balance, heal, protect the body. The Kaleshvara Mudra. Grandma's. I love you, Jenny. I need to get out there. Your teeth are very sharp. And you're very mouthy today, more than usual. Claybeard, Ajna is doing a lot better. Thank you guys for those of you who saw my posts about my other dog, my older dog. He's 2, but he was having some stomach issues last week, and then the other morning we woke up with him all swollen in the face. So I had to rush him to the vet. We were able to get some medicine for him, but not the tests that they wanted to do. So thanks to generosity of you guys' generosity and donations and things like that, I think I'll be able to actually afford the extra tests that they want to do on him just to make sure nothing else is wrong. So I greatly appreciate that. Oh, that's a good idea. Claybeard, amazing. I'm so happy for you. Where? Love you too, Jenny. Jenny, bring your mudra with you. Take your mudra with you. So the Kaleshvara Mudra works to clear the mind, clear and calm the mind. It helps the heart. It helps balance the heart and any issues with the heart. Remember, when we treat our bodies energetically, we also balance them physically. Are you just in puppy mode today? Are you just like all full bore puppy? You're just like, there's nothing else but pupping right now. That's all we can do is pup. This mudra also, again, Kaleshvara means Lord of Time. Ooh, yay! I like that, Jenny. It means Lord of Time. So this mudra also helps us align with the flow of life, the flow of our life. So that helps us in a lot of different ways. One, yeah, it helps me manage my time a little bit better, but it also helps me align with the greater cycles of my life in regard to things like manifestation, finding your purpose, right? We need to be in flow with time if we're going to get to those places, yeah? And a lot of times manifestation doesn't work very well if you're not aligning yourself with the flow of time as it moves through your life. Bro, we're going to have beef. You're going to have beef? We're going to have beef. We're going to have beef. I'm not. But I don't want you to eat me. But I'm not tasty. No, I'm not. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you just go to sleep? Don't you nap it, dog? Good. Okay. Oh, chaote. Nice. Okay. Good to know that you're... Now I know. Now I connect a username with a username. Back to the point. Puppy shenanigans are so distracting. The point being, these guys find the flow of life naturally, instinctually. They don't have this idea in their head that they're intrinsically broken, that they need constant repair to fix them. Yet our prefrontal cortex, our uniqueness and being humans, is also our downfall when we use it incorrectly. With great power comes great responsibility. Right? And we do. We have great power. And we are powerful, great, powerful beings. But we haven't been taught how to use that power. In fact, we've often been taught to misdirect that power, misuse that power. I'm sorry, it's just, you're just sharp. He is a American Red-Nosed Pit Bull and a Shepherd mix, and he's teething today. Let's turn off calls from random people, random numbers. So I invite you to take this mudra with you this week. the Kaleshvara Mudra. I invite you to take this mudra with you this week. And when you use this mudra, sit with it every day for just 5 minutes. You don't have to do more than that, but please do a minimum of 5 minutes. And when you sit with this mudra, I invite you to, if you want to set the intention beforehand, or you want to say it as a mantra during, or any way you want to kind of incorporate this concept into the mudra. But it's the idea that this is your 8 hours of sleep that resets you. You don't need a great deal of healing and years and years of treating symptoms if you treat the root. Remember that energy work oftentimes treats the root, not the symptoms, not just the symptoms. Just like to catch up on sleep, you only need 8 days, right? To treat the root, you only need the tool that treats it. So, sit for 5 minutes and remind yourself that your healing, that your balance, your alignment is available to you right here, right now. Happy Monday to you too, Kai. Belly pets. We're doing belly pets. Yeah. Let go this week of the idea that it's going to take you forever to heal. Let go this week of the idea that you are intrinsically broken and that you forever will be. Offer yourself some loving kindness, some compassion this week. Oftentimes when we accompany our mudra with an affirmation, we integrate it into our energy body instead of just speaking it here with our voice and our prefrontal cortex. Instead of leaving our mantra right here in our energy field, when we focus on our mantra, when we focus on our intention with our mudra, we are weaving it into our energy body. That's okay to cry, my friend. One of the things about healing, right, is releasing stored energy. Our bodies are conduits for divine prana. Our bodies are conduits for universal energy. When we have blockages, tension, fear, apprehension, constrictive emotions and patterns, that energy then gets stuck and can't clear out all of our channels, clear our energy channels. This is why energy work is so powerful and so important, because it opens up and clears the energy channels that allows the true life force, the purity of life force to flow through you. When that happens, you no longer end up in places where suffering occurs, right? You no longer hold on to fears when pain arises, right? This idea that the first arrow always hits. Pain exists in life, right? But after that first arrow, it is up to you to decide what to do. Oftentimes, the second arrow that hits is of our own doing. By holding on to, by creating suffering in some way for ourselves. And it can be really, really, really hard to feel like we're not broken when we also see the way that we create our own suffering. How is that, paradox? I create my own suffering, but I also acknowledge that I am not broken, because it is in creating my own suffering that I can find my way out of suffering. It is in leaving home that I can find my way back home. It is in knowing loneliness that I can experience the depths of love. Suffering is grace. Giving yourself grace to recognize that suffering is a choice to some degree. And there are some choices we don't know how to not make. There are some choices we don't know how to make yet. That is the process. That is why mindfulness is so important. Thank you, Timmy. How are you, friend? Do I have any tips on breaking soul ties? That is the kind of situation that I don't offer public suggestions for. If you would like to come into our Discord, I forgot your name here, Layla. If you'd like to come into our Discord, I'd be happy to chat about it there. But the nature of the stuff that I share here freely, for free, on all these different platforms makes it so that these platforms hide my information. They don't want you to have this information. They don't want you to have the tools, so they take it down. They lag my lives. They say it's inappropriate content or unsafe things, or whatever they say, or it's low quality QR content. I love it. It's adorable. So, and just for safety purposes in regard to other people and your personal situation, if you want to talk to me about it, come into the Discord. If it's something that we need to work more deeply on, we can talk about that. But I also have a free space in the Discord that we can just chat about these things. Thank you, Layla. So you can find the link for free to join the Discord for free on my Patreon, patreon.com/@movewithchange. You can also, so we have, just as a little side note here, guys. So we have the Discord, and the Discord is where, nice, good, you got the code already. The Discord is where the bulk of the stuff happens, okay? The Discord is our CAYA community space. CAYA, CAYA, stands for Come As You Are. Because when you're doing this work, it's important to have a safe space to show up exactly as you are in the moment. Because if you've never really been your authentic self and you're trying to discover who that is, it can look really funky sometimes. It can feel really crazy sometimes. It can even feel scary, right? So having a space where you can show up in that authenticity is important to accepting the authentic self, right? So in that space, one of the only things we require is that you show up with curiosity and willingness. The willingness to see others' perspectives and beliefs and lives as equally as valid as yours. And the willingness to suspend judgment long enough to be able to see life from another's perspective. In this way, we are able to see the full nature of reality. We are able to hold space for each other, not me take on your stuff, right? I'm a coach too. I don't take on your stuff and carry it for you. It is your responsibility to carry your stuff. But we are stronger together. We can carry each other together. It's not the same thing as me saying, let me hold your stuff. We can shine our light together. Together we are lighter. Together we are stronger, because that weight spreads among us, but not by this finite exchange that we've come to understand as relationships, as support, as love. A lot of our ideas of what these things actually are misconstrued because because we refer to or we point to the experiences, the finite experiences of them. But these are not finite concepts. Love is not a finite thing, yet we experience the coming and going of love. Why? Because we're focusing on the finite aspect of it, not the infinite aspect of it. We are conduits for divinity, for source energy, for prana. And there are many, many things that keep us from allowing that energy to flow through us. Most of them just misconceptions. Most of them misunderstandings. Most of them is just ignorance, right? If I don't know about a thing, I am ignorant of that thing. And if I don't know the tools, and if I was raised in a culture that is also ignorant of these tools, or is even afraid of these tools, then it is not my fault that I did not receive these tools. But at some point, it is your choice whether to pursue your healing or to continue treating the symptoms, if at all, right? Chaote, yes, prayer hands is a mudra. It's called the Anjali mudra. Prayer hands is absolutely a mudra. And there's two ways to do this, actually, because there's the Namaskar greeting, which is not the mudra, but it is placing your palms together. And it's its own mudra. It's not the same mudra. It's not the Anjali, but you can do this. And this is a casual greeting of a, hello, hey, how you doing? Hey, I honor you. The guru in me sees the guru in you, right? The Anjali mudra is palms together, but you bring the sides of the thumbs together as well. So it's a little more intentional, bringing the sides of the thumbs together. And then you anchor those thumbs to your sternum. And yes, keeping your elbows out with intention. All the way, for that intention goes from the top of your head all the way out your arms and connecting here, anchoring that on your sternum. Remember, no more than the weight of a nickel. This is called the Anjali mudra. And this is the mudra for reverence. This is the mudra for, honoring the divine and whatnot. Yeah, good question, friend. You wouldn't... There's chatter up here. I'm trying to distill the chatter into cohesive thoughts, or to convey in cohesive sentences. But really it's just this idea that it is your responsibility now to make the choices, to show up for yourself. You may have never had people show up for you. You may have never had people hold space for you. You may have never felt loved. You may have never felt safe. You may have never felt strong, confident. But that was yesterday. That was 5 minutes ago. Thanks, Christina. Now, you have the choice. You have the choice to turn that light onto yourself. If I want to experience love, the infinite experience of love, I am not going to find that out here in a finite reality. The day turns into night, and the night turns into day. The winter turns into spring, and the spring turns into summer, and the summer turns into fall. I am born, and I grow, and I live, and then I die. This is a finite space. But we are so powerful that we can manipulate this finite space. If we have the tools to do so. Unfortunately, these social platforms don't want me sharing the tools. When I try to share the tools with you guys, like in videos that you can download on your own, if you notice in my content, I don't privatize my stuff. Like, you guys can download and keep my stuff if you'd like to, because I want to keep it that way so you can download it and use it. The reality is, TikTok, YouTube, they hide it. They lag it. The most powerful, most important tools that I offer are the videos that see very few views, and they're also the videos that are ineligible for FYP. Or they're the videos that the AI, because that's what's watching the algorithm, is seeing QR codes in my content. There are no QR codes in my content, but there are other kinds of codes, aren't there? Of course the Matrix, of course the AI can read the codes in energy work. So if you would like to really explore this stuff and ask the questions, hey Ree, how are you? And have deeper discussions about these things. Hey Wiggins, come join us on the Discord. The Discord is the space where there's no algorithm telling you what you can and can't watch. The Discord is the space that we can chat about things without the platforms telling you can and cannot say those things or use those emojis or whatever the heck, right? Nice. Bike ride sounds nice. So come join the Discord. Discord can run on your phone, and it can work on both Android and iPhone. It works on the laptop too. Awesome. And if you have any questions, Layla, or anybody else about joining, about how to join, about what to do once you get in there, there's plenty of support in the Discord. You can also message me on any of the platforms. You can also email me at rev, at movewithchange.com. So we have the Discord. We have the free CAYA community, the CAYA courtyard, we call it. The CAYA courtyard is our free space where anybody and everybody can come to the courtyard to talk about this stuff, to explore this stuff. If you would like to move in deeper into the classes, into the coaching, I have group coaching, group classes, private coaching, private classes, and I split up the membership into several tiers of membership so that you can choose a membership that works for you. I have one as low as $5.55 a month. It's called the Seed Sower level of membership, and it's really just to show your support and to help me to keep being able to offer these free classes. I don't make a dime on these, but I do them because they're for me. And I enjoy sharing them. They're selfish because I love doing this, so here we are. But if you want more than that, come join the Discord. If you want to get even deeper into the practice, then snag yourself a membership. I have various layers, and you can always note that the memberships are flexible. If you're in one membership for a couple of months and you have to downgrade or you want to upgrade, that is completely available to do so. If at any point you're on a membership and you have a fucking hard month, reach out to me and be like, dude, I had to take my dog to the vet. The thing I was going to pay for this much, I can't. Reach out, because I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not a warden. I'm not a bouncer. I created the Sangha. I created the CAYA community. I created the space because what good is having all of these tools? What good is spending literally my entire life doing this work? Because I started intentionally doing it at the age of 7. If I can't just share it with you guys. If I can't teach these things. And every time my silly little human brain goes, no, we'll wander off and go get a job working at a pizza kitchen again. Or I had a cooking career that was growing and doing really, really, really well. But even when I did any other job, I was always coaching. I was always offering tools. I was always realigning someone's shoulders, right? Doing these things. And the universe finally said, enough of that other bullshit. You know what you're supposed to be doing. So go do it. And that's hard to do when we still have doubt, right? And fear. And we still have these old programs operating in our mind. But it's not about being healed before you do what you feel like you should do. Just like being brave is not about not being afraid. Being brave is choosing to do the right thing even if you're afraid. Being authentic is choosing to stay in your truth even if it might be feel scary. Even if it makes you vulnerable. It's not easy. But you're not alone. And you're not the only one who feels like this is difficult or scary. You're not the only one experiencing those wacky ascension symptoms. All of us, a lot of us are. And if you're not experiencing it, you may have blockages that you could clear. It's not about having and I think this is where we're moving collectively. We're in the age of Aquarius now, which is not about conforming to traditions and to, what's it called? Work. Like tedious kind of things. This is an age of innovation. This is an age where traditions are changed. This is an age where we make huge strides in our evolution. And I have seen, not just in my own generation, I'll be 40 this year, woo woo, but also even in the younger generations, this refusal to cause themselves suffering for a finite reward. And honestly, I'm excited to see what the world becomes. I heard an economist not too long ago, my son is 8 now, so I'm raising the next generation too. I heard an economist recently answer the question from a parent who said, what do we do to prepare our kids for the future, for what the economy is going to look like, for what the market's going to look like? And his advice really was only encourage them to do what they most want to do, to be themselves. Because it's not about marketing a brand, right? It's not about marketing an image. Most of us are completely fed up with the whole image, archetype, stereotype game. We're discovering our authenticity collectively. And that is going to change the way that we do business, very literally. But we need the tools to remain in that place of authenticity. And if you don't know where that authentic place is, if you don't know where your captain is, if you don't hear your intuition, if you don't know what your truth is and your purpose is, then you need the tools so that you can find it. Because honestly, it's right here. It's right under your nose. It's probably right here. Yeah, Mike, there's a lot of people. So this is the thing too, in my journey, on my particular journey, my personal journey, it's been a really strange experience that made me really frustrated for a long time. I felt like the universe was doing this. The universe was giving me all of these tools. When I was a child, I felt energy move through me in such a visceral way. I asked my doctor, like, why is this? When something hurts my feelings, I can feel it go all the way down my arm and into my pinky. And he's like, that's just in your head. Nobody had answers for me. And when I tried to talk about these things and tell people about the connections that I was seeing in the energy and in dis-ease and the insights and the wisdoms that I was being given, but it fell on deaf ears. It was like I was behind a glass wall for decades. And just recently, something changed. Something broke. Something opened up. Yes, partially in me, but also out here too. And I have so many of you coming to me and saying, help, I don't have the tools. I need the tools. This is why I'm doing these classes for free. If you enjoy these classes, please consider dropping a donation in my tip jar. I do have a Cash App thing on my profile. You can also find the tip jar in my Patreon. You can also grab a membership if you want to support me on a regular basis to continue offering these classes, and you want to get some deeper work on these tools, on these classes. Go grab yourself a membership. You can get a membership on the Patreon. Like I said, there's multiple levels, and please don't fear the commitment, because the commitment is flexible. And the only reason I don't offer services as a one-off thing anymore is because the commitment is an important piece. If you're not ready to commit to at least 5 minutes a day of some kind of mindfulness, then we're not ready to work together. And that's okay. That's totally okay. And I don't mean to say that as a dismissive. You deserve that commitment to yourself. I am the Wiggins. Let's see. I missed what you said there. Hold on. What's scary is when your entire worldview is challenged. That is happening to a lot of people. That's the whole religion deconstruction stuff happening right now. That's the advent of the internet in the last couple of years or number of years that has allowed us to really in real time receive and exchange information all the way around the world. It has completely changed our world. It has. Yes, for the better and for the worse. But where there is light, there is also shadow. You can't have light without casting a shadow. Right? Thank you, Ree. But then a person right in front of you heals you, have exactly what you need. That's why I come in here and share them like I do. But you said the trouble is no one is giving back. Yes, and I sat stuck behind the no one is giving back wall for a little bit. And it prevented me from giving freely. Do you know what happened? I started giving freely without the expectation that I would receive back. Do I mention my tip jar in here? Do I mention the tiers of membership? Yes. Do I hard sell you guys? No. And I even tell you that my membership levels are always flexible. Because it's not about me putting an exclusive price tag on the gate. It is about me standing in my truth. Wholly, squarely, balanced, centered in my truth. My truth is, the higher voices, the guides within me are yelling at me to share this stuff with you guys. And I argue back. Yeah, the algorithm is fucking taking my shit down though. Like they're dinging my content. They're stopping my lives. They're, nobody's paying me for this or that, right? I want to argue back. But the reality is the less I argue and the more I just sit with that truth and honor that truth and trust that what I need will arrive when I need it. For the first time in my life, I am experiencing manifestation in real time. Authenticity. Right? It's just like thoughts and meditation. Authenticity is your purest expression of divinity. It is the purest expression of your purpose. Wiggins, don't give what you cannot give freely. Don't give with the expectation or need for anyone to take. I have sat here doing free classes when there's not a single person in here. But I keep doing them because I benefit from the meditation. And selfishly, I feel really good when someone comes across my chat, even if it's one person, and says, thank you. That's what I needed today. Then that's all my live was for. That was the whole purpose, was to reach that one person. And that's enough. And if nobody says thank you and nobody puts anything in tip jar and nobody joins a membership, at the end of the day, I can say, yeah, well, it was for me though. I benefited. It is different when you're relying on someone to give back, like information, healthcare, phone calls, yes. And there are situations, obviously, we do live in a finite reality, right? I don't live completely in woo-woo land where I don't have any bills to pay, where I don't have a need for an exchange of some kind. But the reality is, give where you can give without needing to receive back, and make sure that you are giving yourself an abundance of what you need. Then, when somebody misses a phone call or somebody doesn't pay the bill, those things aren't detrimental. Those things don't create suffering. It's a small pain and you go, oof, shit, the bill didn't get paid. But it doesn't tear down your state of wellness. It doesn't redirect your life. It doesn't implode everything. Because there's enough space for that event to rise and fall and be released. I love you, Wiggins. You are very welcome. I am a caretaker. I am a person of service. I have always been called to service. When I was very young, I wanted to be a nun. I was raised Catholic and I was going to be a nun. And then I realized that Catholicism wasn't for me. I have always been the person, and I was raised by a mother who believed that being a martyr was the highest role that she could possibly be. I watched her give everything away. Everything. And I now see her suffering, feeling empty and alone and angry. Did I inherit some of that? Abso-fucking-lutely. Have I given of myself so much more than I probably should have, than was healthy? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I want you to hear this, because this is what changed it for me. Because the paradox of you have to take care of yourself and other people. You got to share, give what you give, get what you give, share and have and take and keep. I don't know. There's too many paradoxes out there, right? It's hard to decide where to draw that line when. But a couple years ago, after the last time, after I walked away from a situation where I nearly gave everything, and I mean I wouldn't be here anymore if I had continued giving in that situation. I was sitting in meditation, angry with myself, bitching at myself, feeling depressed and doing the ideation stuff. And in that meditation, I was feeling all the pain and anguish, the places of trauma, the physical stuff, the mental and the emotional stuff, all of it was all swirling around me. And in my mind's eye, I realized that all of this was happening within a kind of container, almost like a house. Like, this is my house, right? To serve, to hold my soul. Wait. This is my temple to house divinity. Now, if you knew from the get-go that a spark of God resided right here, and that this structure was built purely to protect and allow that divinity to live, to experience this finite world, how would you then draw that line? Where would you then set your boundaries? I realized I had spent so many years without doors on my temple at all. People came and went through my temple, graffitied the walls, threw parties, stole shit on the floor, like it was just a mess. And I was always so angry that people were disrespecting my temple, physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically. Like, why the fuck doesn't anybody just be respectful of it? Because I wasn't even being respectful of it. I didn't even realize how much respect this thing deserved. Wait a minute. God is not something up in the clouds far away there where I got to go through a middleman priest to talk to him. No. It is living and breathing through me in every moment. There is divinity in every inhale and exhale, every sneeze, cough, fart, every waking and sleeping moment. Take that with you and treat yourself as if you are a temple meant to house divinity. Hey, Zach, how are you? Yeah, Mike, I'm glad you're not in that situation anymore. Thank you, Zach. It changes everything. It completely changes the narrative. You can't help anyone if you don't take care of yourself first, yes. And even religious temples out there have boundaries and protocol for how you show up in a temple. That's what healthy boundaries looks like. If you are coming to my temple, then you need to be respectful of my temple. If you attempt to harm or destroy my temple, you will not be allowed back in my temple. It's as simple as that. 4, someone who has been essentially a martyr, groomed to be a martyr, that was a profound realization. It created a profound shift in the way that I showed up for myself and the way that I show up for other people. Wiggins, my friend, this is a breath of fresh air. Remember though, I am just a reflection of you. And any benefit, anything that you receive here is because you were ready and willing. Is because you were able to be present with it. You shifted your energy. You shifted your awareness. You are your own guru. You are that which leads you from darkness to light. Darkness, a guru only means that which leads you from darkness to light. Can it be somebody outside of you? You can absolutely receive great, profound wisdoms from other people. You can read things, you can listen to things, you can study things, you can follow teachers, ancient and new and modern, right? But when it comes down to it, and you're sitting in meditation, and your mind monkeys wander off and start thinking about your to-do list or what you're going to have for breakfast, can your guru bring you back? Bring your awareness back to center? No. Your guru can give you the tools. It is up to you to use them. And that is why you are your guru. Aw, Kieran, thank you, honey. I love you guys so much. Come join me in the Discord so we can do more of this, right? I will always keep offering these classes for free. And I realize that some people say, that's why nobody joins your memberships. And that's okay. If this is all you want and this is all you need, then you can have it. It's free. You are very welcome, Cha. Cha. Cha, cha, cha. But let me tell you that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Thanks, Ree. So the Discord link, there's a free link on my Patreon. Patreon.com/@MoveWithChange. The link is also in my bio. It should be in my bio on all the platforms. If you don't see it, just comment somewhere. You can also send me a message or comment somewhere and I can just send you the link directly. That's the best place to go because the Patreon will give you the link to the Discord to get in for free and it will give you the membership levels. You can purchase a membership level if you'd like to. You can join the Discord completely for free and decide later if you want to purchase or not. You can purchase a membership and then go and join the Discord and say, actually it's not for me. And you can drop your membership. There are no, I don't even know what to say it. I'm trying to be like, guys, this is not even a standard business model. This is a community I'm building. I have a massive, whatever they're called, like snap-on version toolbox back here that the universe has kept me quiet while I've been building. And all of a sudden, universe says, okay, now go. So now I get to share it. One-on-one time requires an exchange because that is depth of work. And not only is it a commitment for me to show up for you, but it's a commitment for you to show up for you. That said, I do also want to mention I am still doing coaching by donation. Coaching by donation is essentially 15-minute coaching sessions, bite-sized mini coaching sessions. Oh, I missed somebody earlier. I'm so sorry. That was such a good thing to ask, too. You asked me why bites, Bhakti bites. Because we practice bite-sized self-care. Because we practice mindfulness in ways that are accessible. Like, I always refer to, like, beard snacks. You know, you get beard crumbs, right? You snack on it later. You're like, oh, that's right, I needed that. When you do a yoga practice, that's like an entire meal at one point during the day. But if you learn practices, I teach practices here, mindfulness practices, meditative practices, tools, mudras, mantras, all these things that you can keep right here with you. So that in the moment when you need something, whether it's a kink in your back or a kink in your heart or a kink in your brain, when you need something to work out a stuck, rigid, fearful moment, doubtful moment, that's what these tools are for. Prepare for so much fun. Yeah, seriously. And it's really exciting. Like, I was getting frustrated there at one point. I'm like, seriously, why are you teaching me all these things? Why did you make me a channel for energy like this if I can't share it? And I was just recently talking. So the other perk about the membership too, guys, like I said, I have multiple membership levels, but the like meat and bones of the work that I do is creating workshops. I want to create all these workshops so that you guys can have access to them or purchase them one-off. So I sell them single, individual. I do have one right now on Patreon for sale. It's a conscious connection workshop that teaches you a tantric partner breathing practice, which is extremely powerful. I can't talk enough about how powerful it is. I have several other workshops, but I am recreating and updating some of those right now. So you can purchase them one-off and just have the workshop. All my workshops are now self-paced, so you don't have to worry about class times. You don't have to worry about timing. You can do it when you want to do it, however long you want to do it. But I have a membership level. Sangha Sages or above, you get complete and total access to all of my workshops. So that's a $77 a month level of membership. For that I'm just going to give you an example. For that $77, you get twice weekly group coaching, once weekly practice sessions, group practice sessions. You get access to every single workshop, no matter how cheap or expensive that workshop is, for the duration of your membership. And then you also get discounts on private services, on other things if you want to upgrade to things. What else does the Sangha Sages get? I feel like they got the astrology stuff too. I pack each of these membership levels with things that, because when I pay for a membership, I want to feel really good about it. I don't want to feel like I'm being overcharged for a membership. So it's why I created multiple tiers, and it's why I packed all the tiers with a bunch of extras. And again, I have business-minded people telling me it's a terrible idea. But I'd rather you have the information, because it's not about... My son was asking me last night why we have to be careful with what we eat, because there's poison and toxins and awful things in our foods. And he was like, why? Why do we have to? Why do they do that? And I was like, because they care more about money than people. I'm the opposite. Probably to my detriment. I care more about people than money. That said, I am a huge proponent for exchanges, bartering, cross-marketing, collaborating. So if you have projects you're doing and you want to join, and you want somebody to join in, let me know. If you want to collaborate on something, on lives or classes or workshops, let me know. Do I coach people with disability? Yes. I am a non-denominational reverend, and I also have a laundry list of certifications. So that's why I refer to my toolbox. I'm not just an energy worker. I'm not just an herbalist. I'm not just a nutritionist. I'm not just a life coach. I'm not just right? I've worn many hats and explored many arenas. Oh, nice, Wiggins. That'd be really great. I love to collaborate with people. And I'm specifically also looking for people who are interested in exchange. I need an editor, video editor. I love doing my video editing, but I can't do all the things. And I need to focus here. I need to focus on sharing the information. I need to focus on doing the classes. I need to focus on the lives and the coaching and that kind of stuff in there. So I'm looking for somebody who wants to do video editing for me, and I also need some tech support as well in the background. So so let me know if you are interested in anything like that. I will put a jobs board in Discord so that people can see what positions I'm looking for. Also, there is a Bliss Bazaar in Discord as well. So if you have a small business or you're just a crafty, creative person and you want to sell your stuff, that space is for that too. Again, this is not me creating a space where I'm like, you have to pay a really high ticket price and then it's only my stuff in here. I'm not about it. This isn't about me. This is about the fact that Source got me to build this big toolbox so that I can turn it around and offer it to you. Fuck yes. So with that said, I'm going to go make myself some breakfast, and then I am going to go prepare for the Sangha Sessions class. Today is our Sangha Sessions class. It's at 1 p.m. This is our deep dive mindfulness class. Every week I choose a theme for the week. Our theme this week is expanding awareness. So we use our mudra, the Kaleshvara Mudra. One more time, guys, before I go. Touch the tips of your middle fingers together. Curl the other fingers in so that the knuckles touch. And then bring your thumbs together here. This is the Kaleshvara Mudra, and it is anchored here at the heart. This is the mudra for opportunity. It is an expansive mudra that works on the heart chakra. And it's really soothing and juicy, so do a lot of this. Hold this mudra for a minimum of 5 minutes. During our class today, we are going to do a meditation. I'm going to teach a meditation on expanding awareness, on relocating your awareness, finding the seat of your awareness, and moving your awareness around. So we're going to learn that in the Sangha Sessions class. To get into the Sangha Sessions class, I think you need to be a Sangha supporter or above. I just created this tiers recently, so sorry if the names aren't perfect. But all of the information for every membership level is listed before you buy the membership level, so you will know what you're getting. Absolutely. And if you have any questions about it, when is the class on chakras? That is a workshop. So I did that workshop last year, and I pulled it down so that I could refurbish the workshop. But I might be taking a little bit of time off. I am about to make a really big move. Kind of like I was talking about a little bit earlier, right, Wiggins, about people not giving back and about trusting your purpose, trusting the flow, trusting source. Like, this is how manifestation works, standing in your truth, standing in your authenticity. I finally manifested the thing that I had been wanting for the longest time. My entire life, probably. Most of my life. I have finally manifested an absolutely gorgeous piece of property where I can go and build a retreat center, a community center, where I can offer classes and services in person. And I'm so fucking excited about it. But I'm not going to tell you where it is yet. I'm not going to tell you anything about it yet, because that's part of the excitement. It is so beautiful. It is so perfect. It is so magnificent. And I feel so fucking blessed, especially after years, the last couple of years, trying my darndest to find my center, to find my path, to stay on my purpose, wading through neck deep doubt and fear. And then to have the universe finally open up and say, here, I know you've been waiting a while. Here. Why does that happen? Because if I had received this before I was able to be this, it wouldn't have been the right time for me. I would have treated it very differently. I probably would have done something very different with the space. Probably opened a pizza shack or something, or made my own little kitchen, or did a food cart. Maybe we'll still do that anyway, but it'll come from a place of being authentically who I am and in my purpose. So that said, I was actually working before the live on the chakra workshop. I'm going to do my best to get the chakra workshop out before we make that move. So it should be here in the next couple of weeks. And like I said, it'll be released self-paced, but I will use the Sangha sessions to add information to the workshop. That way, when you purchase the workshop, you get the Sangha sessions with it so that you can do live classes, do the practice stuff in person together. OJ, you become this after your first life failed? I'm not sure I understand your question. Are you talking about reincarnation? Or are you talking about, like, previous self in this life? Previous manifestation of myself in this life? I think it's an interesting concept, right? We can look at a previous life or a previous manifestation of a self as a failure. But that in and of itself creates a foundation of quicksand for building more on top. I have never failed. I have only learned. I have never failed. I've only discovered. Thank you, Kylie. I'm so excited. But again, I'm going to keep it really tight-lipped. And as you guys know, I'm terrible about keeping secrets. So it's going to be really hard for me to do that. But as soon as we get there, as soon as we make the move, I'll probably have to go off of lives for a little bit. But I really like doing the lives in random places. So you guys will probably start seeing me do the lives over there. Did you become this spiritual yogi after your first life failed? I'm not sure I understand. Again, I don't understand where you're coming from. My life never failed. This has been my path all of my life. I have had a profound relationship with my spirituality since as far back as I can remember. And my first experiences of communicating with the divine were when I was 7. I wanted to be a nun. I thought I was supposed to be a nun. But that was not the path. And the hardest thing about any path, honestly, is not letting this thing tell us we're in the wrong place and doing the wrong thing, and not letting this thing mislead us, right? Lead us away. We know genuine when we meet. Oh, I am grateful to meet you too, friend. Trust, you know what? Trust takes time, yes. But trust is built in the tiniest of moments. Trust is built in the small ways that we show up for each other and for ourselves. That is why I share bite-sized mindfulness, so that we can rebuild trust with ourselves in the tiniest of moments when you need it most. When I am out in public and I'm having an anxiety attack and I feel my stomach start to churn and my belly start to rise, you guys know the feeling, right? And my throat start to tighten. I feel that happening. What do I need in the moment is self-care. I need to show up for myself in that moment. That is what's going to build trust. And that trust with myself is going to reduce that experience of anxiety over time. Trust is built over time. I got to keep showing up for myself. But if I don't have the tools to show up for myself, I can't build the trust with myself. I don't trust myself to show up for myself because I haven't showed up for myself, because I don't know how to show up for myself. And a lot of times, that's where we're at. Before we have the tools, that's where we're at. I'm having anxiety because I don't trust myself. I'm fearful and doubtful because I don't trust myself. It's a travesty, but it can be rebuilt. That is what this commitment thing that I talk about is about. Making the commitment to yourself. James, right? Become a nun. Can you imagine? I don't know. Sometimes I still think about it. Sometimes I still think about it, but really the truth is that, I thought about going and becoming a monk too. But the message always has been, what are you going to do? How are you going to affect the world if you're sitting on a mountaintop somewhere? More than anything, if you know anything about human design, I'm a manifesting generator, and my whatever thing is to respond. My authority is to respond, or whatever it's called. As an herbalist, as an Ayurvedic practitioner, as a nutritionist, right? All of this information that I have in this toolbox. If I sat down, which I've tried, to write a book, to write out these things, the best I can do is workshops. I can't seem to quite retrieve the information. And even when I'm creating the workshop, it's a little difficult for me to retrieve the information. But if someone comes to me and says, oh, I'm not feeling good, or this thing is happening, intuitively, it's as if all the pieces that are needed come flying off the shelves and land on the desk. Yes, that was kind of a Harry Potter moment where everything was like, oh, I need a recipe for cough syrup. Here's the herbs you need. Here's the other things. Try this change in nutrition and let's do this. And it's always been really frustrating for me because I'm like, now I can't go just offer things off the whatever. I have to individually work with people. And I heard, yes, that's the point. Yes, you're supposed to be working directly with people. Mary Beth, you too? You used to think you'd be a nun when you were little? Turns out. But that only helps me. Yes. And we receive such a great depth of benefit when we show up for other people. Now, I know you can share in smaller pieces. There you go. I lost my train of thought. I know that this particular person has some pretty negative energy surrounding them for good reason. But there's a concept that I read that Osho wrote about. And when I first read this concept, it hit me straight through the heart, right? It was like a smack in the face. And I was like, no fucking way, whatever. This quote, he says, ultimately every act should be a selfish one. So my little martyr self was like, who the fuck are you? What are you talking about? A selfish one? No, every act should be a selfless one. Duh, that's what I was taught. That's how we were raised, right? Give everything you fucking have until you have absolutely nothing and just pray that somebody's going to give back to you, right? But they're not giving back, are they? It took years of me rolling it around in my head and arguing with myself about it and playing semantics until finally I heard, ultimately every act should be a self-centered one. Ultimately every act should be a self-centered one. For all intents and purposes on the external, me offering free classes probably looks like a pretty selfless one, right? I don't charge you guys for these and I don't intend to. And I'm not going to stop offering the classes. Why? Because it's a self-centered choice. It's a self-centered choice. Selfish would be to act with disregard for anyone else, but to operate authentically from a self-centered place, from my authenticity. My authenticity is acknowledgement, honoring the self and the other. Why? Because authenticity is your expression of divinity. Your authentic expression is expression of God through you. Grew up hearing get over yourself, self-centered. Exactly. I was There's an Ani DeFranco line in a song where she says, God help you if you are an ugly girl, but too pretty is also your doom. Everyone harbors a secret hatred for the prettiest girl in the room. And God help you if you are a phoenix and you dare to rise up from the ash. 1,000 eyes will smolder with jealousy while you are just flying past. Yeah. So, to be authentic is to be a phoenix. And it will offend the people who believe that they need to dampen their light, that they need to put out that fire, that have tied themselves to the ground and refused to fly. Because you being a phoenix, you being free, challenges what keeps them boxed in. Thanks, Mary Beth. How is it going for your soul doula? Major life changes. But we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't have our experiences. 100%. In fact, our experiences, you guys, I gotta go get ready for class. It's worth it in the end. James, that's a whole can of worms that I would love to pop open and talk about our experiences and how our experiences structure our brain and our body and our energy body and how we address them, because that is the crux of the work that I do. That is the crux of why I developed this toolbox. That is why I offer so much energy work. That is why I offer mindfulness tools for free because simplify it. We are malleable. We have the power to completely change our reality, to manipulate time and space itself, and to exponentially heal and expand ourselves. People, hey Evlo, how are you? People tell me to rise like a phoenix, but sometimes I want to be a giraffe. Then being a phoenix would be inauthentic for you. The Bhagavad Gita talks about that too, about this warrior who doesn't want to lead everybody into battle. He's like, I don't want to do this. This doesn't look good, right? It's bad, right? It's bad to fight. It's bad karma to fight. Turns out, right? Yes, sure, but it's not that simple. Sell it. Me too. I made the commitment back to divinity, as I probably should have as a child. And this is now officially a temple. No one enters this temple because it is my responsibility to protect this spark of divinity, this gift that I received in this life, to come in and get to carry around this beautiful piece of God. And in every moment, it is my responsibility to open myself up enough for that divine spark to experience itself. James, try taking it on by choice. It feels very different, right? So, okay, I am going to go because class is going to be in an hour and I want to make sure that I've got everything set up for class. I see him having a little bit of, network issues, so hopefully they won't mess with class. So if you would like to join me for the Sangha sessions in an hour, you will need to join at a membership level. I believe it's the Sangha supporters or above. And you'll want to read the info on the tiers to join membership. You can join on patreon.com/move the change, or you can join directly in the Discord. The link to join the Discord for free is on my Patreon. If you want to go straight to the Discord, there's a bit.ly link, which is bit.ly/CAYA, CAYA, tribe, TRIBE. But if you just want a direct link, you want me to just send you a link, you're like, hey, I want to get a membership so I can get into the class today. And guess what? That membership has a 7-day trial. So if all you want to do is get into the class today and see what it's like, and you cancel in a couple of days, that's fine with me. Come join me for class. It's more fun when you're there. Okay. I love you so much. The guru in me recognizes the guru in you. The divinity in me recognizes the divinity in you. Remember that if you do not see God in everything and everyone, if you do not recognize God in all, then you are not seeing God at all. Keep looking. Everything you need is right there. Come join me in the Discord. I'll see you in class. Okay? Sit with your mudra. And if I don't see you in class, I will see you on Wednesday morning for our next Bhakti Bite session. Good night, Kick. Good night, Twitch. Good night, TikTok. YouTube. And, oh, Sarah Red, welcome, welcome, thank you. And good night,